All right, so here's my setup. So here's my 808 right here, this joint right there. So I'm going to go ahead and route that to channel 1. And now, it's inside of channel 1. But, I need to split that signal so that I can have a low end and a mid end. Now you could do this in different ways in different DAWs, but for FL, it's pretty simple. I just got to be clicking this one, which is my main 808. And then I'm going to just click this arrow here, bam. And now that channel is playing the 808 as well. And then bam, I'm gonna link it to, I'm gonna click to make sure you have this one active. Bam. Now this one should be playing at 808. It's real low, but it's there. It has some audio there. And bam, that's how you're going to get your 808 to go ahead and be on 2 different channels. Now, next, what you're going to have to do is actually mute this first one because you don't want the full thing playing. You want to hear the 2 separate ones playing. So I'm going to go ahead and just make sure that this one is active. Go to the master channel, turn that down. So now only these 2 should actually be playing out of my speakers. And they are. You can see this one moving, but I can't actually hear that one. These 2 are the only ones that I can actually, that are audible. So bam. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and EQ these. We're going to put a low pass filter on the low end. So I already have that set up, but basically all you're going to do is for FL, you could just put in, you can go to your presets and click this and it'll give you just, it just makes it easy to go ahead and just do this, have a cut, do a pass filter basically. But you could do it different ways, different programs. But anyways, I have this one set up to about, I have it at about 300-ish hertz. Like Steve was saying in the chat, like you really just got to take this information and do whatever you want with it. So this isn't an exact number. This is just what I'm doing for this video. So I have my low end going from all the way down here up to about 300 hertz. And this is the part that I'm not going to distort. You don't want your low end distorted in this case. We just want it to be nice and boomy. So I'm going to leave that as is. Now for the mid end, or the mids, I'm going to take the same EQ, but I'm going to reverse it and I'm going to do a high pass filter. So again, I'm around here, around 300, but it's going from 300 and up instead of the opposite direction. So let's go ahead and hear what those sound like separated. That's just the low by itself, and this is the mids by itself. You probably could barely hear it, and with that, you probably are going to have to crank it up yourself as well. But that's the mids by itself, and that actually doesn't even have any distortion on it. That's just how the mids sound. You could barely hear it, so crank it up again. Let's try to play them both together. I'm gonna turn the lows down, crank the mid up, see if we can get a good balance. You kind of hear the mid coming through a little bit more now. Now you should be able to kind of hear both of them. But now we're going to take the mids, and right now it's the mids. I cranked the mids up, so that's why you can hear that crunch, because basically I split them and I turned the mids up, so that's why you hear that crunch a little more. But now I'm going to add some distortion on top of that to make that crunch go even further. So just going to add, I just got Guitar Rig in here, man. I'll be using some crazy stuff. A lot of people use like Pretty Fast Distort or like Camel Crusher, but sometimes, you could use whatever you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and use Guitar Rig, and this is what it sounds like without it. This is what it sounds like with it. Oh shit, goddamn, I did not expect that shit to be that loud. Okay, crank it down. Try to get a good balance. I forgot I turned it up inside of the distortion, so that's why it's so loud. So, but then you just got to find a good balance. Right now I'm turning the mids down, and now I got like a crunchy 808. Now if I would have like just applied everything that I did to the mid, that distortion, if I just send the 808 directly there, I have no boom, no low end. So that's what we're trying to avoid.